Alright, so I'm gonna finish this now. Oh, I was so pissed. People really get on my nerves. I'm gonna tell you this. Before I came here, I don't think people got on my nerves as much. But since I've been here, I've like developed a real like hatred for people. Not a hatred in any way that would cause anybody harm, but hatred meaning just disgust. You know, I just don't want to deal with you. Stay the fuck away from me. Excuse my language. Um, Previously where I was, again, I placed like all the fault on me and everything. But I guess I was, and some of this is gonna seem broken up and distorted or whatever. And the reason why is because that's just what it is. It's just coming to me as it comes. But this morning, while watching clothes, I was listening to. I looked up, Pandora Margaret show, and one of the comedians that happened to be on with her was, what's her name, Wanda Sykes. Now, Wanda Sykes was talking about how basically as she's gotten older, these are not the words that I would use because typically I don't speak that way, but I guess if you're exposed to stuff over a period of time, you adopt it. But I haven't quite adopted this yet as my phraseology. But she's like, as she's gotten older, she's realized that she just don't give a fuck. And she's like, even if she don't say it, she's thinking it. And I was like, wow, I can really relate to that. I wouldn't say that I don't give a fuck, but I just don't care. I just don't want to be bothered with it, period. That would be my version of her version of I don't give a fuck, you know? And that's how I feel because you start to realize, and this is what I was trying to express in my programming versus reality vlog, that because you realize that all of us is a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That it's to serve whoever it is that is in power or in authority, whether it be in a micro situation or a macro situation. So you realize all of it's a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And that every and on a macro level and on a micro level, every few decades or so, they have a big ass war to overturn, what was previously said was right and make it wrong and make what's wrong right and then make it into something nice, and the cycle starts all over again. It's a bunch of bullshit, And she was like, even if she's not saying it, she's thinking it. And that's how I feel, like the situation that I'm in, all I want to do is be left alone. Outside of that, I really don't care about whatever else is going on. I make sure my stuff is clean. I make sure that I say to myself, and whatever is outside of that, honestly, if it doesn't you're not directly engaging me or making me interact with that crazy situation, I really don't care because the world is freaking crazy. Now, back to this morning, washing clothes. I didn't get a chance to finish expressing this, but ooh, it made me hot. So, like I said, I had like 3 minutes left on my dryer. I wanted to get the heck out of there. My clothes were pretty much dry, so I was ready to go. And and so the lady got out. She had just gotten out, and her clothes were like wet, right? So I was like, fine. What I can do is, she can use the rest of the time on my dryer and dry her clothes since she had just gotten hers, right? So, what y'all are seeing me doing, I have like a ridiculous, like a suitcase and a big plastic bag, excuse my language, a big plastic bag that, of my laundry or whatever. And it's falling over. And as you see, I'm accustomed to this, so I'm taking it all in stride. And not necessarily accustomed, but in certain situations, you just do what you have to do. And now I'm annoyed because there's somebody blowing their horn, okay? Now, I'm annoyed by this because this is why I hate Orlando a little bit, black people in Orlando. The reason I'm annoyed by this is because the person is not blowing their horn because they know me. They're not blowing their horn in an attempt to help. They are simply blowing their horn because they're being nosy and they want to be acknowledged that, hey, I see you, and want to see how stupid I am. You know what I mean? So I don't appreciate that. But people do that all the time, whether you got a lot of stuff or not. They just want to be, they don't know you, they just want to be acknowledged. Are you that desperate for attention, really? Where you are gonna do that? So anyhow, back to this lady. So, you know, I'm like, excuse me, ma'am, excuse me. No response. And then, you know, I'm like, excuse me, Miss Blondie, because her hair is blonde, and she's just ghetto. She has a blonde wig on. She's like 70. And, you know, props up to older women that can still wear little clothes, because I can. She has a little gut, but you know, she's like 70 or so. Just black and ghetto. And I remember when I first came in Walston, I overheard her talking to the lady that monitors the facility. And she's like, yeah, she was griping and complaining and fussing about something. Yeah, I told her, don't tell me, tell their mom. Don't tell their mom. I don't know what the situation is. I haven't bothered anybody since I left Louisiana. I don't fool with nobody like that. And as the conversation's going on, I'm like, she's just so ghetto. She's talking all this crap. So I'm like, okay, fine. You know, I didn't want to hear it. I tuned out. Then 2 and 2 come together. She's like washing, I guess, tons and tons of clothes. And some lady, and they're bragging about how, oh, I've been there before. I haven't washed my clothes in a whole month. No, that's not something that you brag about. And then she was like, oh yeah, I have 9 kids. And so if you ain't washed your clothes in a month and you got 9 kids, good Lord, because after 1 week, then the blonde lady is just like, oh, my daughter has 5 kids, such and such and such. That's nothing to be proud of, you know? So, and now there's the truck stopping. And I don't know anybody like that, so I'm going to keep going. But, and here, y'all can see. And to me, you know, people like that are not trying to help. But, so anyways, you know, so they're bragging about this, that, and the other. And I'm just like, you ghetto ratchet. I was trying to help. And the way that it came off, let me tell you how it happened. So I'm saying, like, excuse me, ma'am, you know, whatever. And of course I was tripping because I was thinking I was going to be doing somebody a favor and doing something nice. And she ignores me. And then she walks off and I'm like, Miss Blondie. Then the other girl that happens to have a short, ratchet haircut like her, not even a haircut, it's a fucking wig, short and nasty ass wig like her, is like fake ass, big ass fake lashes. How you gonna rock a natural, turn it yellow? It's not even natural, a wig, and then put on fake ass lashes. And then, and so then the girl tries to get her attention, you know, to let her know that, oh, she has, you know, time on her. And then the lady just looked at me and shook her head, and, you know, and just walked away. She was like, no, she's trying to say she has time, blah, 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 you know. And she's like, oh, well, trying to keep all my stuff together, which all makes sense. But the fact that I had to call her 3 times to try to help her, and not only that, somebody else tried to draw her attention to help her. I mean, because again, because of my nature and how my nature is, again, I didn't really catch on to that first because my goal was just to see if she needed it, period. I didn't take into consideration how she's responding or reacting. So in the future, I'm not going to just put my goal into consideration, but immediately, you know, this is what I want to do, and I'm also going to gauge that person's response immediately. It's not just I'm genuinely trying to help somebody, but I'm trying to gauge their response too. But anyways, my time is up. I'm sweating. I'm hot. Get home, take a shower, drop all this stuff off, and continue on my day. Love you. Bye.